Listeners, I know you all understand. This morning show is what I need. Well, they are just wise guys, can't turn them off hard as I try. But that's fine by me. They wake me up, these bunch of jokers. Sometimes I cry when their show's over. So morning time, I keep finding myself tuned in to a show where I belong.
The Morning Show with Mr. G and Paul Stone. The talk of the Treasure Coast. 1590 WPSL.
I'd like to be a father one day too, you know. Like I like kids a lot, particularly around Halloween when the trick-or-treaters come around. But this past year was very odd because a trick-or-treater came to my door and I opened up the door and he was dressed as a pimp. It's like, what kind of parent allows their child to do this? And I said, it doesn't really matter. But then he proceeded to not even say trick or treat. So I said to him, well, hey, what do you say? And then he said, give me candy. And I respected that. So the people behind the video game Rock Band are really excited because they got the rights to the Beatles music. So now you can play along the Beatles songs on the next version of Rock Band. The only negative part is the new version of Rock Band will now be double the price. Because your band will now have to include the additional instrument of a toy sitar, some fake LSD for you and your friends to use, and a blow-up doll of a Japanese whore to break up your band.
Oh, boy. Paul, I don't know if you saw this story. A 97-year-old Cubs fan named... there's some old Cub fans.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there was a 104-year-old woman.
Well, yeah, exactly. Going back to 70 years when they last... cranked one up.
Well, this 97-year-old Cubs fan, Jim, he'll get to see his team play in the World Series again after 71 years. I guess his granddaughter started a GoFundMe to get him tickets, and he was there in 1945 for Games 6 and 7. So he remembers, and he's been waiting all this time for the team to get back. He's also a Pearl Harbor veteran. Wow. Marcus Lemonis, the host of CNBC's The Prophet, donated 2 tickets after he found out about this dude. So now the whole $12,000 raised in the GoFundMe campaign will go to the Purple Heart Foundation. But here is the 97-year-old talking about him going to this World Series.
He took me to the center field admission box office there, and there was a woman in the office, and he said, Mabel, I've got a soldier here that wants to go to the ball game. And she turned around and said, oh, my God, in my uniform. And she was all shook up. She said, how many tickets you want? And I said, come up with 4. And she gave me 4 tickets. I don't give a damn where it's at as long as they win. Mr. Marcus, this is Jim Schlegel. I just got word that you have donated 2 tickets for Bill, my son, to go to the ball game together. I appreciate your generosity and hope we bring in a winner. Thank you.
Wow, all these feel-good stories about these Cubby fans,
Just
man.
in baseball. You know, it's hard to believe all these kind of things make everybody feel so good.
Well, game number 3 tonight, just after high school football, right here at 1590 WPSL, so make sure you're around for it.
Good morning, it's 8:16 now on a Friday, 77 degrees. Time for the news in 1590 WPSL. A deadly new designer drug and more potent than heroin is sweeping South Florida, only emerging a mere 6 months ago. Pink has already killed 80 people nationwide. Pink is an untested opioid that can be found in powder, pill, or liquid form. Jeff Cadell is the executive director of the Palm Beach County Substance Abuse Awareness Coalition.
In low doses, people get a euphoric feeling, but in high doses, obviously, cardiac arrest could set in.
Moreover, it's cheap and easy to find online.
It's easily accessible. You can get it through the internet currently. It's pretty inexpensive, and then, of course, it's highly potent, which means it's highly deadly.
Drug overdose is the leading cause of accidental death in the nation, and many law enforcement agencies in South Florida, including the Martin County Sheriff's Office, have been warning about the dramatic rise in opioid-related overdoses. Florida is one of the 4 states that has placed a ban on the drug. That means the DEA has 3 years to research it if it should be permanently controlled. A new FCC decision that will allow you to, it may affect your privacy online. You probably noticed that the websites have advertisements now for items you've recently researched online. For example, you're online searching for information on a new TV, and then the next time you log on to Facebook, you begin to see advertisements for the same TV you were just looking at. That means your search information was shared with advertisers, but as CBS 12's Mike Magnoli explains, the FCC ruling means this information sharing will no longer be able to happen without your consent.
I think it's definitely a step in the right direction.
Seth Colton is an attorney whose cases deal a lot with consumer protection issues. He's glad the Federal Communications Commission has ruled for your privacy online. It was a squeaker, 3-2, but the new rules mean it's not necessary for you to opt out of having your information shared. Rather, you have to give explicit permission to an internet company to share your search data.
Up until recently, the FCC has viewed newer telecommunications companies such as wireless and broadband with a different lens than they did the old school wired phone companies. And it had to do originally with concerns about tapping phone calls and collecting data. What government is now starting to do is recognize that they need to appreciate the invasive nature of these forms of communications, and to the extent that consumers are looking for protection, try and afford that to them.
But Colton has a prediction. Since companies will no longer be able to grab and share your info without getting that explicit permission, they might try to give you an incentive to allow your info to be shared, like lower subscription fees or gifts if you sign the permission papers. Advertisers want to know what you're looking for, and that insight is gold.
These companies are very creative, and they will find a way, I think, if they want to overcome it.
Now, this isn't going to have an immediate effect on your internet experience, but you know something, this is very important as there are some big mergers coming up in the news. You probably heard about Verizon looking at buying Yahoo. That's just one example. Now, Mike Magnoli, CBS 12 News.
And those are stories making news this hour. Checking your traffic right now. All good out there. If you happen to see something, say something. Give us a call here at 340-1590.
1590 WPSL, the morning show, G and Paul, 823. We've got guests in our studios this morning. We've got Bill Knight and Matt McGarr of State Farm. Gentlemen, welcome. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, welcome, guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
You're very welcome. Now, Matt, now say something in your mic. I'm going to make sure that one's working right there. Number 4, Bill.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we've got you live.
We're all hooked
now,
up here.
You've got a charity that you're here to talk about today that's very close to your heart, United Against Poverty. Tell us about it.
That is right. Thank you so much, sir. They are based out of Fort Pierce. They're actually on the corner of 25th and Orange Avenue. Mm-hmm. And most people know them as The Harvest. They just changed their name recently. A lot of people know them for their member share grocery program, where people can get groceries about a third of the cost that they would have to pay to get them elsewhere. In addition, we're actually rolling out a program soon called STEP, which stands for Success Training for Employment Program. And basically, it's going to be a program where people can go to get license and certifications to make them employable. So the goal is to reduce poverty, and that helps the community. You know, when you reduce poverty, you reduce homelessness, hunger, crime, child abuse, dropouts, all the things that come with that. It makes it for a better community for all of us.
Now, there is some sort of an online voting going on for this.
That is absolutely right.
That.
There's actually a grant program offered through State Farm, and I found out about this through my agent, Bill. So 2,000 charities nationwide were applied to this program, and 200 finalists made it, and the top 40 that received the most votes are actually going to get a grant of $25,000 each. And I'm proud to say that we are one of the top 200 finalists.
Oh, okay.
Congratulations.
So we're competing for a $25,000 grant for this charity, United Against Poverty. This is a big deal, and it's a window of time that we have to vote. It started on the 26th?
A couple days ago.
Runs through November 4th, and State Farm allows you can go on our site, our Bill Knight State Farm web
on Facebook,
and you can click on the link. And each person, anybody in the United States that's 13 or over and a citizen of the United States can vote, and they get 10 votes per day. And the good news is you can click you can
Do all
cast
10
all 10
votes.
votes for this
Yeah.
for this
Wow,
charity.
that's better than American Idol.
Like Matt said, there's 200 charities around the country, and we're competing for one grant of $25,000. State Farm's giving out 40 of them. And let me just say this, that State Farm has a youth advisory council that was chosen from college students from around the country that actually are the ones that pick these charities to move forward. And so it's State Farm's doing a great job promoting education and promoting the needs in the community.
Give that website again where people can go vote.
So go to facebook.com and search Bill Knight State Farm.
Okay.
You're going to see our post on our wall because we posted it 1 or 2 days ago. You're going to click the link there. It's going to take you to our page on State Farm Neighborhood Assist website. From there, you log in and you can vote.
How long do they have to do this? How long?
It goes through November 4th, and if you vote every single day, you can vote up to 10 times a day, every single day, and that's exactly what we need. The top 40 get in. I checked this morning. We are 47 right now.
Fantastic.
Wow.
It only takes about 2 minutes to vote. To vote, you can do it on your cell phone. You can do it from your computer.
And I just wanted to reiterate something. I want to just kind of speak to the listeners right now who maybe are thinking, this sounds like a great cause, but maybe they don't actually have an intention of doing it. And I just want to explain something that there's something in it for you, because as I was explaining, with this community, when you lower the rates of poverty, you're making this a better community for you and your children to live in. When crime goes down, that's something that affects you. Homelessness, hunger, all of the things that we are trying to improve in our community, that makes it better for you. So really there is something in it for you. Please just take 2 minutes, go to the Facebook page, please follow the link, log in, and vote for us, because right now we are only 7 spots out of the money.
Every day through November 4th.
That's right.
11:59 p.m. November 4th. You can vote. So we need your vote. We need your vote. This is a great charity. It'd be great to bring $25,000 to this program and to our community. So.
And as you've mentioned, United Against Poverty, one of the top 200 finalists in the State Farm Neighborhood Assist Grant Program. And you were selected, as you mentioned, out of 2,000 nationwide applicants.
That's right.
Wow. I mean,
we've gotten this far,
I would like to say something about that. Matt, as I said, Matt's been working with me. Matt has a passion, as you can tell, for this charity. He volunteers his time to this charity. And he's the one that made the submission of the application to the charity. And when you go on that site, you'll see some very impressive pictures of this charity and description of what it's all about. It's very descriptive, and I'm very proud of Matt for submitting it, and I'm very proud of State Farm for having this program throughout the country. They do a lot to promote education and give the children in the communities the opportunity to grow and prosper.
Can I give a number for listeners to write down just in case they prefer calling someone and talking rather than...
Sure. 772-461-7900. That's 461-7900.
Just ask to speak to Matt.
Ask to speak to Matt, or you can even email Matt.
That's right.
Now, the voting is on now. It's ongoing. It started on Wednesday, and you can vote up to 10 times per day, every day, for 10 days through November 4th, and only the top 40 causes with the most votes will win, and you're alrery at
47 out of 200.
We got to get inside the top 40, baby.
Exactly. Your vote counts.
Every vote counts. We've got. I've been emailing my family and friends around the country, and I think Matt's been doing it.
I've been doing that.
So
I've been harassing our customers.
Even even other State Farm colleagues that throughout the country that I know that maybe they're not in the running for one of these programs. So anyway, we're getting the word out. Our state representative, as you know, is Larry Lee. He's a State Farm agent. He too is promoting it, as well as our county commissioners and our city folks are doing it. So we need everybody. This is a community effort here.
Where does the $25,000 come from?
From State Farm.
State Farm?
State Farm is giving.
Right.
40 of them, $25,000 grants. What does that multiply out to, like $2 million?
A lot of bucks.
Yeah,
like
sure
that.
is.
They're really involved in the community.
Give me that Facebook page again.
All right, it is Bill Knight State Farm. Go to Facebook and search Bill Knight State Farm, or if you want to Google Bill Knight State Farm Facebook, that's going to bring you to our page. You're going to see the link in there because we have posted it on our wall, and you can click it there.
If you prefer to call, folks, 772-461-7900, 772-461-7900. Bill Knight, Matt McGarr, thank you guys for coming by.
Fantastic job, guys.
Thank you.
And thank WPSL for the wonderful time they've given us
Happy
here.
to help. Also, this is going to be on Facebook, I should say YouTube, probably starting tomorrow because we're taping this right now. So if you want to see it, just go on to YouTube, type in WPSL TV, and there it'll be.
Thanks again, guys.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate your help.
Good luck.
Well, thank you, G. It's time now for the Precious Metals Report. Gold is coming in at $1268.30. That is down 0.26%. And silver is flat today at $17.73. The precious metals market has been brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins, trading in gold and silver bullion and all U.S. coins since 1994.
You're hearing the morning show, Talk of the Treasure Coast, 1590
You're going to have the time of your life, I promise.
Going to have the time of your life, I promise.
You know, speaking of St. Lucie Jewelry, we've got the owner of St. Lucie Jewelry and, of course, the auction, the Treasure Coast Auction Gallery, an all-American auction house where everybody wins. Hawk Levy has joined us. Hawk, good morning, man.
Good morning, everybody.
Up and at 'em!
Up and at 'em. Tonight's auction night, and I'll tell you, it's true. Everybody wins. When you come to the auction, about over 350 people will win because that's the winning bid on over 350 items. Gonna have a great auction this week. We're actually again trying to clean out some things that have passed. There's going to be a lot of items sold for bargain prices. If you want to check us out, you can preview the auction about 1 o'clock today, maybe a little bit later. You can go over and take a look at the auction and the gallery itself. At 1 o'clock, you can walk the floor and see what we're going to auction off. Treasure Coast Auction Gallery is on the corner of Village Green Drive and US 1. Also, guys, I got to tell you, we are also liquidating a lot of diamonds. We have a huge diamond inventory over at the jewelry store, and I figured I'll give that a little plug today because you could buy a diamond somewhere else, but for sure you're going to pay more. We are the original. We are wholesale to the public. All of our diamonds don't come from importers. Our diamonds come from what we call the secondary market. By the way, that's at St. Lucie Jewelry. Secondary market simply means that the diamonds come from estates, trusts, and individuals that sell them to us. So when we say we're selling at wholesale to the public, it's absolutely true. We sell our diamonds roughly for what we would have to go to the trade and pay for them. So if I had to get a diamond for somebody, I would have to pay them what I would sell a diamond to you, the customer, for. We are taking layaways now for Christmas, and we have an absolutely huge inventory. We just looked, we counted, we have over 70 tennis bracelets. We have close to 50 pairs of diamond earrings. We have almost 1,000 engagement rings and loose diamonds in stock. So if you really want those styles too, we have semi-mounts to mount the diamonds in. We sell loose diamonds and mount them into mountings. So come and take a look. St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins, as you guys know, and everybody out there, for 23 years. We're in the corner of Walton Road and US 1 in the Publix Plaza, right across from the Civic Center in beautiful downtown Port St. Lucie.
Yeah, baby. Hey, Paul, I wanted to ask you, Hawk, now they can get a sneak peek. Wow. Okay. They can get a sneak peek of some of the items that are up for auction tonight at like 1 o'clock when they go to the website?
Yeah, the website, it'll be updating all day. They're finishing up on it. That's TC. You can go to the website, tcauctiongallery.com, or they can go into the gallery itself.
Oh, okay.
By the way, we have big news. We're going to be in another 2 or 3 weeks. We're actually going to be moving things around there, and we are going to have 30 individual booths in the gallery, and the auction's going to be in the second room. And it's actually going to be called Treasure Hunters Gallery, where we're going to have 30 individual vendors of choice items, and I shouldn't use the word choice because it's not a gallery choice. They're great people. But it's still a word. By the way, it's also a great auction down the street. I'll give them a plug. I don't mind. They're good folks. But we're going to be having 30 individual vendors in there of all kinds of different, eclectic items. So, and come take a look. Everything from antiques to collectibles to furniture, different items. We already have a huge response from that. That's going to be starting definitely before Christmas, probably around the middle of November to the beginning of December.
Very good. Well, Hawk, thank you so much. For more information, folks, 772-359-1400. Visit the gallery, 8930 South U.S. Highway 1 in Port St. Lucie. That's right on the corner of U.S. 1 there and Village Green Drive. Of course, the auction tonight at 6:30. And go to the website, too, tcauctiongallery.com. And as we mentioned at the beginning, Treasure Coast Auction Gallery, an all-American auction house where everybody wins.
Good morning. It's 8:45. It's 77 degrees now. It's time for the final newscast of the morning show right here on WPSL, the Talk of the Treasure Coast. Some advice for trick-or-treaters, courtesy of the AAA in Tampa. Be visible and be able to see clearly and move freely.
So for parents, definitely make sure your kid's costume is easy for them to move in and see out of, and definitely more light-colored rather than dark-colored so that motorists can see them while they're trick-or-treating. And if you are going with them trick-or-treating, definitely walk them from door to door and show them the proper and safe places where to cross the street.
That's Lindsay Pavlik, AAA spokesperson for the drivers. And drivers are also being urged to do their part and pay close attention to the trick-or-treaters who are out and about. State and federal officials are fighting to save the tiny key deer from being wiped out by New World screwworms. There are only about 1,000 deer, and the Florida Agriculture Commissioner Adam Putnam says more than 100 of them, it's 10%, have already been killed by the flesh-eating parasites, the key deer.
The biggest victims so far of the screwworm outbreak have been the key deer, a very rare and endangered subspecies of deer that only live in Florida and only live in the Florida Keys. And it's a passion of mine to save those deer.
With Halloween right around the corner, Career Builders has released a new feasibility study that has determined which of the 53 largest cities in the country would have the best chance to survive a zombie apocalypse. The study gauges survival rates based upon factors like the ability to defend and contain the virus, ability to find a cure, and the ability to outlast the epidemic with an ample supply of food. Of the 53 cities, Tampa came in 52nd. That's a long way away. Miami was 49th, Jacksonville 43rd, and Orlando was 21st. The city with most able to survive a zombie apocalypse was the city of Boston. And Florida state wildlife officials are asking the public to be on the lookout for a monkey on the loose in Pasco County. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission said they've received reports of a rhesus macaque in the area of Hudson. Rhesus monkeys are not native to Florida, and officials aren't sure how it got there. Wildlife officials snapped a photo of the primate sitting on a dock. Then they want people to call them if they happen to spot it and advise people to secure the trash and avoid attracting the monkey, as they also warn residents should not approach or touch the monkey or feed it. No bananas, no nothing, just leave it alone. What's this, G? Pot improves night vision? No, I hadn't heard that before.
You talking about Paul?
It's true. Researchers say, well, that's what they say. Jim Chenevy, CBS correspondent, he has the news for us.
Backers of legalized marijuana often extol the medical benefits of pot, but here's one they may have missed. Smoking grass can improve your night vision. Scientists were researching why fishermen in Jamaica appeared to have such good night vision. What they found was that many were ingesting marijuana, as were mountain dwellers in Morocco who also had great night eyes. The researchers tied the two together and found that increased cannabinoid levels made retinal ganglion cells more sensitive, allowing them to better detect objects in low light. Jim Chenevy, CBS News.
Well, there you go. And Paisley Park, the suburban Minneapolis estate of the late entertainer Prince, opened permanently for public tours today following a 3-day launch of a start of the month. Laura Oakes reports from CBS Radio station WCCO in Minneapolis.
The property was rezoned this week to allow Paisley Park to officially open as a museum, something Chanhassen, Minnesota Mayor Denny Laufenberger says was the right move.
Now, the city did not work to build the reputation of Prince Rogers Nelson. He did that with his own creativity, his genius, and his artistry. But what Chanhassen did was make this the community in which he chose to stay.
The Paisley Park Museum is expected to draw more than 500,000 visitors a year. Laura Oakes, CBS News, Minneapolis.
And it wouldn't be a Friday without your daily dish from Deborah Rodriguez.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez with your daily dish. Last we saw of the folks at Will and Grace, they were getting out the vote.
You understand that Pennsylvania is a very important swing state.
Oh, you don't have to tell me, girl.
Now the Hollywood Reporter says the show is coming back for a limited 10-episode run on NBC. That's So Raven, the spin-off, headed to ABC.
I'm actually going to be a single mother raising 2 kids, and one of them is going to learn that she has visions.
Raven Simone says she'll leave The View to shoot the show in L.A. New at the movies today.
These circles of hell have been rearranged.
Tom Hanks returns as Robert Langdon in Inferno. Good Girls Revolt online.
I'm a career girl!
Female journalists in the 60s fighting job discrimination on Amazon. And there's a new baby Jonas.
My brother and his wife had their baby. I'm overjoyed.
Nick Jonas congratulating Kevin and Danielle on number 2, a little girl. With your daily dish, I'm Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
And those are the stories making news this hour. Checking out your traffic right now. All good in our broadcast area, so please drive with care. Look forward to Halloween coming up this Monday. This has been your traffic and news update. If you see something, say something. Give us a call here at 340-1590.
You know, our friends, Shabooms, Sal and the gang, are going to be the local act at this rock and roll event Saturday, and they do they're awesome. The Street Corner Harmonies.
Mm-hmm.
Now they did a little ditty for us from when Charlie was with us, and I'm going to see if I can get them to go back in the studio and add your name to it. But it went a little like something like this, Paul. Check this out.
1590 with Mr. G and Charlie Neal.
Now they'll say Paul right here.
With Mr. G and
Paul Stone.
1590 with Mr. G and
Paul Stone.
1590 with Mr. G and Charlie Neal. Life could be a dream. Shoot, shoot, if you could tune your dial to 1590. Shoot, shoot, wake up and listen to the famous Mr. G. Shoot, life would be a dream, sweetheart. Hello, hello again. Shaboom and up we'll meet again. 1590 with Mr. G and
Paul Stone.
Tune in and you'll see the morning show. Get on the go. 1590 with Mr. G and Charlie Neal. Say hey to Lenny.
You know, they did this right in my studio. They came over one day and we wrote it all out and everything, and they put on. Because this is what is that song called? That's a real song that they changed all the words to for the morning show.
Shaboom, shaboom. That was fantastic.
So we got to get them to come in and add you to that mix.
Are they in the area?
Oh yeah, they're local.
Oh nice.
Local yokels on the vocal.
Well, how about that?
Make no mistake about it. 8:53 now. The morning show. G and Paul. Wow, listen to that bass line, Paul. Listen to that bass. The group is called CJ and Company. You may remember this from the disco days. It's called The Devil's Gun. Yeah. Just a few Halloween songs before Paul does it back in the day.
Were you a disco dude there, G?
For a minute or so. I mean, I was a DJ playing the disco.
It didn't last long, did it?
No, they came up with this Disco Sucks campaign or something. You remember this?
I don't.
Looking down the barrel of the devil's gun, I said,
nowhere.
We gotta make a stand against
But you know this one, though. You know this one here. I know you know this one. Because You Ain't Afraid to Know goes. All right, here we go. You know. Wait till the bass kicks in. Paul Stone! That was big for Ray Parker Jr. and, of course, I don't know if they ever really considered this a Halloween song, but it is about the boogeyman. I mean, Casey and the Sunshine Band. Got a good groove to it.
It's a reach, but it's good.
It's a reach, but it makes you want to get out there and boogie.
Booty.
I'm your booty man. That's what I am.
Let me invite you to a place where... How'd that come on?
Okay, Rod.
The world of sound, the world of sight.
Black and white, too. It was black and white.
What did he say at the beginning of that? Into a world of so-and-so.
Yeah.
The so-and-so, so-and-so.
Into a world of mystery.
The world of sight, the world of sound.
Yeah.
Entering the world, the Twilight Zone. Boy, we messed that up. Back in the day, Paul.
Okay, gee. Well, 130 years ago, the Statue of Liberty was unveiled. President Grover Cleveland formally dedicated the 225-ton, 152-foot-tall gift from the snooty people of France. Well, I didn't. That's written here. I just read it. That's all. 87 years ago, the first child born on an airplane was delivered over Miami. Moon over Miami, yeah. How about that?
Moons over Miami.
55 years ago, in a record store, Brian Epstein received a request from a customer for a song called My Bonnie, from an obscure new group called the Beatles.
Not my body lies over
He'd
the
never heard of them,
ocean.
but he soon became their manager and made a lot of money. 35 years ago, in 1981, the L.A. Dodgers beat the New York Yankees in 6 games in the World Series. The Dodgers were carried out the chubby shoulders of Fernando Valenzuela. 4 years ago, in 2012, San Francisco Giants swept the Detroit Tigers to win World Series. How about that, huh?
Wow, the World Series was ending early in those days, wasn't it?
Well, that's right. 30 years ago, evangelist Pat Robertson warned parents against the dangers of Halloween. Quote, "We had to close Halloween down. Do you want your children dressed up like witches? Are they going to go out and do satanic rituals?"
Oh, boy.
I tell you, he was a little messed up. Well, way back 380 years ago, the very first university ever to be conceived in this country was Harvard, founded in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Isn't that where the witches are?
That was,
that was
Salem.
Salem. Okay, close
Next to
enough.
Winston, yeah.
Close enough.
Well, gee, sounds like we got some going on music here by the
Atlanta
group,
Rhythm Section.
I love that group.
And they don't even consider this a Halloween song, but it's called Spooky. I mean,
Exactly.
The heck? That's it for me, Paul. That's
Hey,
it for us.
Have a good weekend, G.
We're WPSL Port St. Lucie.
Go
CBS
Chicago. See you, Cliff. Take care, bud.
CBS News is next, followed by Cliff and Swap Shop. Go Indians. I can
Always
turn
got
your
the last word,
I can
don't
turn
you?
your microphone off. Talk to you Monday, guys. Have a great weekend.